All right, dudes, welcome back to Lawn and Light. We've got a guest here today. We're super excited to have our brother-in-law, Cory Miller. Cory is the director of event presentation for the Dallas Cowboys, so this guy knows about how to present a show to somebody and how to present something to an audience that makes them want to feel a part and makes them want to be included in the environment of what's going on. Cory, give us a little detail about what your game day experience is like for the Dallas Cowboys, what you do, and what your goals are as you're presenting a show to your audience.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, for me, the primary goal, every game day, every event that we produce is to create the best fan experience that we possibly can. People spent hard-earned money to come to our events and our games, and it's my job to create an environment from basically the time they step foot out of their cars when they arrive at the stadium until they get back in them at the end. The goal for me is figuring out the best way to create memories for people that it may be their first game, it may be their 50th game. Creating those memories are important for me, and we do that through a number of things with content and experiences that we offer on a game day. That to me, that is my ultimate goal, is to make sure that people, when they leave the stadium, felt like they had a very memorable time, and it makes them want to come back.
So you said a couple things that really resonated with me. There's two words. There was experience and memories. And I think I've talked a lot about that on these podcasts that we do with our service businesses, with our Christmas light businesses, creating an experience for your client so that they can create memories. Christmas lights is a very nostalgic thing, and people feel things when they see Christmas lights on the house. So let's dive into and use your creativity a little bit on, as far as the Christmas light business specifically. You've seen us do this for 10 years.
Yep.
And you've had ideas through the years, and I've consulted you on things on how we can modify what we're doing, how we can reach more people. As a customer, put yourself in the customer perspective.
Sure.
You're getting Christmas lights. Somebody's trying to sell these Christmas lights to you. What experience would you want them to have if you were running a Christmas light business?
I want you to really instill that excitement and the nostalgia of, what this season is, right? Like, it's easy to go say, hey, we're here to just put some Christmas lights up for you. It costs this much money. I think the relationship piece of it is what will drive that customer to really feel like you're invested in them and not just trying to sell them a product, but I'm selling you an experience. I'm selling you a memory. So when we're finished with this entire process and we bring you outside on the first night, we light them up, you feel like it's Christmas morning. And I think that's probably, if I'm looking at this from a customer's perspective, like that to me gets me excited about working with someone that is taking that approach versus someone saying, I got this business, we sell Christmas lights, we can put them up for you, or we can just sell them to you and you can do it yourself. It's more of creating a in their head this memory that could be something very special to their family.
That's super cool, and that's something that we try to do. Now that's something. It's a goal to help them feel that by putting lights on somebody. All we're doing is putting lights on their house.
Sure.
But there's a lot of feelings and emotions that go along with it. So if we're re-engineering from the back to the front, if we take that customer perspective that we want them to have, do you have any creative ideas on how we can engineer our companies or our marketing to eventually get to that point where the customer has those feelings and emotions and nostalgia?
Well, I think it's the process all the way, from how you first make contact with someone through the entire process of doing it. I think you have to, you got to have a marketing plan, right? And I think it's important to find who are the people that you really are going to market to, that you want to provide that experience for. I think, you could just cast a massive wide net and say, who wants Christmas lights? I think it's, for me, it's the relationship piece of it, that it's more of a relational approach to how you are marketing, selling. I think when people feel like you are not just the knock on the door sales guy, but you actually care about their family or what you are about to do for them, even if you may not know them from Adam. I think when you approach people in that way, it doesn't feel like, oh, here comes another guy knocking on my door to sell something. It feels like you genuinely care about the end result, which the end result is creating that memory for them and their family. So I think if you back into all of it, it's the very first contact. It's so then as you are, coming up with ways that you're going to market to them, I think that has to be the core of that very first contact, whether it's an email, whether it's a flyer, whether it's shaking a guy's hand at a restaurant. Like, I think you have to always keep that core piece in line so that it doesn't feel false when you're actually making the sale.
What I'm hearing is that it all culminates into one big circle.
Right.
And like your game day experience, everything that you do and everything that your team works on is about that culmination of the circle of the game day experience. Yep. You mentioned family earlier. You want them to feel like family, and that you're developing a level of trust with these people that you don't even know.
Right.
From Adam, you are.
Sure.
We get the opportunity to actually shake hands and get to know these people and look them in the eye and develop that level of trust. You don't. So
right.
What are you doing in your business to develop that family feel and level of trust without even getting to shake their hand?
When you think about, like, I like the Disney approach, right? Like, you could have gone to Disney World 20 times in your lifetime, but it feels like the first time every time. Mm-hmm. So, and what creates that is the work that's put in to ultimately, like we're talking about, is get to the end result of making a memory. That's what we're trying to do. From the time you get out of your car at Disney, first time you get out of your car, till you get back in it at the end, you felt like, wow, that was a one-of-a-kind moment memory that we just got to make. So for me, it's that same approach of when you get out of your car, you're being greeted by a promo staff or maybe rowdies out in the parking lot, maybe, but we are trying to create those touch points from the time you get out all the way through the time where you're enjoying the game, no matter what happens on the field, which is, it's like one of the biggest things you have to overcome is when the team isn't performing, or if it's performing great. Like what my goal is that no matter the outcome, obviously there will be some fan sentiment on how they feel leaving that event, but
sure.
It's my goal to at least provide the experience to them from the time they get there till the time they leave that makes that memorable.
You've got a lot more to overcome than we do with all of the outside influences that you can't
sure.
control.
Sure.
So you mentioned touch points earlier, and as Christmas light installers, as salesmen, we get a bunch of touch points. The first one is the initial marketing. How are you getting your name out there? That is a touch point, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, whatever, community HOA pages, however you're doing it, that's a touch point. And then the next one you have is another touch point is your actual sign-up process. How do they communicate to you? How do they get in touch with you? And when they do that, what wording and text and stuff are you using in that sign-up process for a consultation? And then it's a phone call. This phone call is one of the most important things that we do as a company, because your sister, my wife, answers the phone or calls people and has an intentional conversation with them that's not just about Christmas lights. It's about them. Because people don't care what you know until they know that you care. She lets them know that she cares. And then it's the next touch point of a estimate. And then it's a next touch point of, if they accept the estimate, how do we process? There's 10 or 15 different touch points of how this process can go. And if we screw one of them up, you can lose a customer altogether. Oh. If a fan has a bad experience, I'm sure you guys deal with this.
Sure.
How do y'all deal with bad fan experiences?
you do your best to. I think it's hard to judge a whole by a few, and so who knows how the fan came to the game? What was like? Were they going through something, and then a couple of things created a bad experience in their minds that were out of my control completely. So I can only control what I can control, and so for me that is focusing and keeping the main thing, and that's creating memories and the best fan experience that someone could possibly have. When they step into our buildings. I mean, just like you guys walking a family out their front door to see their Christmas lights light up for the first time and seeing their kids be so excited. For me, it's playing a video that we worked super hard on for maybe a month, and we play that video at the right time, and you see 90,000 fans go crazy. Like that's sort of the same. For me, that's the pat on the back, and
that's your markers of success in your industry.
Well, and it's the motivation, right? Like when you see 90,000 people coming together in one voice and being super excited for whatever is going on, like same as like you see a family of 5 come outside and their kids go crazy when you plug them in. Like that's I mean, to me in your world, that's the equivalent.
That's awesome. Hey, thanks for joining us today. We're gonna finish with one last thing. What advice would you have for a brand new guy starting a Christmas light business this year, and what to focus on, and like there's no magic formula. We all know that. But if you were gonna pick one thing to hone in on for this person to be successful, what would you tell them? You've been doing what you do for 20 years. You put a lot of time and effort into it to be really good at what you do. What would you say to that guy that's new?
I mean, the simple is keeping the main thing, and you have to figure out what the main thing is. You have to figure out what your foundation is, how you want your business to be perceived, and then everything that you pour into it has to follow that foundation.
Hey, y'all give them a comment, tell them thanks for being here. We appreciate you guys being here. I forgot to even mention, go to lawnandlight.com to get your Christmas light materials this year. We want to help support you in any way that we can. We got great prices. We got great products. We wouldn't sell them if we didn't. Hey, I was going to say go kick the day in the face, but that's our other podcast. Remember, love God, love others, and let your light reflect that. We'll catch you on the next one.